conclusion that has been drawn.
Yeah, that's Mr. Deve Gowda in Parliament. We are going to go back as the sequence of speakers continues. Now, we were just told by our producers that we got an interesting clip of an interview that was being conducted by Madhavdas Gopalakrishnan, who's at the MMRDA grounds. And Shazia Ilmi of the India Against Corruption movement was speaking when she was interrupted by somebody out there. And the exchange of views in many ways symbolizes the debate that the whole country is going through. Let's cut across to that clip.
A huge variety, many shades of opinion really over here at the MMRDA grounds. I have with me Shazia Ilmi of Team Anna, as well as an entrepreneur, Tehseen, who has of course some questions to pose to Team Anna. Tehseen, first of all, what are your objections to this protest and the way it's happening? What do you specifically have to say to Team Anna about this?
Well, my specific objection to this protest is what the Bombay High Court observations were. Parliament is at the seas of the matter. They are debating the matter right now. I don't understand how you opposing the bill without the bill being passed. It's in Parliament's domain, so I don't get that.
Okay, so question number one, Shazia, to Team Anna is that you're opposing the bill without the bill actually being debated and passed by Parliament. You're trying to put extraneous pressure on Parliament.
We are opposing the provisions of the bill as we've seen the bill to be, which was presented by the government, which was actually okayed by the cabinet and brought forth to the House to be introduced before the amendments were moved. So we're opposing, and I think such a bill will be not just draconian, unwieldy, but totally unworkable and undesirable.
So that's, yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, the government's proposed a bill. They have their allies who may or may not agree. How do you know that is the same bill? As you said, the amendments are brought in later on. So how can the opposition start before the bill is even passed? Look, we've elected. Those are our elected representatives. They have our collective wisdom. Let them make a decision. If we feel a bill is not up to it, I mean, we have the power to throw them out. Why would you want to oppose something before it's passed?
Respond to that, sir.
See, they are elected representatives, I agree with that, but they have the collective wisdom. I'm not too sure about that. That's what I want to say. And if we all are here, and this is an exercise of civic engagement, for the first time an important bill for the people is being moved, and of course Team Anna had a lot to do with it, because you know what was the track record of all the governments in the last 42 years and this particular 1 year. So we've moved a lot, we've moved ahead. Also we've been involving people and telling them about the particular bill that is going to be for them, which will be enacted later on. They should know the merits and demerits of a bill. And I think they have every right to know, participate, and we should present that voice and that point of view to the parliamentarians.
Okay, now second point that you were raising about the entire format really of this particular protest, about really what the provisions are. Right. What do you have to say regarding the provisions and what the protests are about?
I'm going back to the original Jan Lokpal bill. Now I read the Jan Lokpal bill, and what you said is, you're educating people on what the provisions of the bill is. Now, in my opinion, the Jan Lokpal bill in its original form was extremely dictatorial. Why would a bunch of appointed people, whoever they are, and come and dictate terms to my elected representatives? Matter of policy, my elected representatives. I voted for them. I don't like them. I have the power to throw them out. Why would I hand over my power in democracy, which is my fundamental power, to some bunch of people who come and sit?
Answer that,
Change the question. If I'm the MP of a particular constituency, I have hardly any say in the matter. The people who have elected me, have I gone to them and asked them as to what kind of a bill they want? If I'm an MP, have I gone to the members of the constituency and asked them, what kind of a bill do you want? Do you want Group C? Do you want Group D? No, I'm not doing that. I'm following the party high command because I'm bound by a whip. So it's the other way around totally. A bunch of people are deciding what is good for the entire nation, So the poor MP who should be listening to the members of his constituency and taking their feedback to make a law and voting by conscience and not by the whip has no choice in the matter, has no say in the matter, and is completely dependent on the party whip.
Let me respond to that. I know a number of member of parliaments across party lines personally. I work in Delhi as well. There is every single morning, there's a bheed outside every member of parliament's house, and they come for different reasons. If you are saying that MPs are not in touch with their constituencies, they win constituencies of 15-20 lakhs not by not being in touch. They are in touch with the ground people. My question to you, counter question, is how many of the bheed that goes there goes to the MP and says we want a law that way? But to say the right to food bill that the government is introducing and various other bills, I have worked with the government. I've given ideas on various bills. So I mean, they are in touch with their people.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. But what is wrong in a system whereby the elected representatives representative, the MP or MLA, goes back to where he's been elected from and taking their point of view. Look at all the bills. Look at land acquisition, and so many bills have been enacted into laws now, and they've been enacted the acts of the Parliament.
Yeah.
Please, can you tell me what has been the stake? Who are the stakeholders?
Right.
I know farmers who went in the land acquisition bill. I know farmers who were consulted in the land acquisition
so
bill.
quite clearly, of course, divergent opinions really as far as the provisions of the bill or the timing of these protests are concerned. Quite clearly, this debate is not one that's going to end anytime soon. But nevertheless, of course, various shades of opinion that are converging here at the MMRDA grounds in Mumbai. Maldas Gopalakrishnan for Times Now.
From our studios in Mumbai and live from the MMRDA grounds, Bandra Kurla complex, this is the special coverage of the Anna government standoff.